Tracy Ann Austin Holt is an American former World No.1 retired professional tennis player. She won 3 Grand Slam titles, winning the women's singles title at the U.S. Open in 1979 and 1981, and the mixed doubles title at Wimbledon in 1980. Additionally, she won the WTA Tour Championships in 1980 and the 1981 year-end Toyota Championships, both in singles, before a series of injuries cut her career short. Since 1979, she has held the record as youngest ever U.S. Open female singles champion and is the youngest inductee of all time in the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Austin won singles titles on all playing surfaces: clay, indoor, carpet, grass, and hard courts. Playing style: Austin possessed a solid baseline game with a strong forehand and reliable two-fisted backhand. She struck the ball deep, with substantial pace, and with pinpoint accuracy, hitting on and near the lines. Often this aspect of her game has overshadowed her solid net game, which resulted in a Wimbledon mixed doubles title with her brother John. Austin's first serve was a mid-paced high-percentage shot that functioned well on all playing surfaces, and although her second serve has been described as lacking penetration, she rarely double-faulted. Career: Austin turned professional in October 1978, and that same month she won her first professional singles title, defeating Betty Stove in the final in Filderstadt, West Germany. Austin defeated 35-year-old Billie Jean King in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon in 1979 before losing to Martina Navratilova in straight sets in the semi-finals. Austin then became the youngest ever U.S. Open champion, aged 16 years and 9 months, defeating Navratilova in the semi-final and winning the championship match against Chris Evert, who was bidding to win the title for the 5th consecutive year. Earlier that year, Austin had ended Evert's 125-match winning streak on clay by beating her in 3 sets in a semi-final of the Italian Open. The Associated Press named her Female Athlete of the Year for 1979. Austin lost in the semi-finals of both Grand Slam tournaments she played in 1980. Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley, seeded 4th and the eventual champion, defeated Austin at Wimbledon. As the top seed and defending champion at the U.S. Open, Austin was expected to extend her 5-match winning streak against third-ranked Evert. Austin raced to a 4-0 lead in the first set before Evert won 18 of the final 20 games to take the match. Evert went on to beat Anna Mandlikova in the final, thus securing for herself the year-ending World No.1 ranking. Austin was ranked the World No.1 singles player for weeks April 7 to 20, 1980, and for weeks July 7 to November 17, 1980, partly because she captured the 2 sponsors' tour-ending events, defeating Navratilova to win the Avon Championships in March and Andrea Jaeger to capture the Colgate Series Championships in January 1981. In 1980, Austin won the Wimbledon mixed doubles title with her brother John, becoming the first brother and sister team ever to win her Slam title together. During the first 4 months of 1981, Austin played only 2 events because of chronic injuries. On grass, she won the tournament in Eastbourne, United Kingdom, without losing a set before Pam Shriver beat her in a Wimbledon quarter-final. Austin then won 26 consecutive matches and 4 consecutive tournaments. She defeated Shriver in the final of the tournament in San Diego, and 3 weeks later, she beat both Navratilova and Evert in straight sets to win the Canadian Open in Toronto. As the 3rd-seeded player at the U.S. Open, Austin defeated 4th-seeded Navratilova in the final. Navratilova, however, ended Austin's winning streak in the final of the U. Indoor Championships. In Europe, during the autumn, Austin lost to Sue Barker in the quarter-finals of the tournament in Brighton, United Kingdom, but recovered the following week to defeat Navratilova in the final of the tournament in Stuttgart, West Germany. At the final Grand Slam tournament of the year, Austin was seeded second but lost to sixth-seeded Shriver in the Australian Open quarter-finals. The 1981 year-ending Toyota Series Championships featured two matches against Evert and one against Navratilova. Evert won her round-robin match with Austin, before Austin defeated Evert in the semi-final. Austin then won the tournament with a three-set defeat of Navratilova. The Associated Press named her female athlete for the second time in 1981. Austin was the first opponent of Steffi Graf when the German made her professional debut at the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix in Stuttgart in 1982. Austin defeated the 13-year-old Graf. Back injuries and recurring sciatica then began to impair Austin's effectiveness and sidelined her for long stretches. Billie Jean King, seeded 12th, upset third-seeded Austin in the 1982 Wimbledon quarter-finals. Several weeks later, however, Austin won her 30th and final top-level singles title in San Diego. Austin had a good showing at the 1982 season-ending Toyota Series Championships where she defeated Jaeger, the World No.3, in straight sets to reach the semi-finals. However, she was unable to repeat 1981's victory over Evert, who double-begled her in the semi-finals. In 1983 she was a finalist at the Family Circle Cup, losing to Navratilova in 3 sets. She also reached the quarter-finals of the French Open, but by the end of 1983, before her 21st birthday, Austin was essentially finished as a top 10 player. Austin began her first comeback on the tour in 1988, when she played in 7 doubles tournaments, and in 1989, when she played in 1 doubles and 2 singles tournaments. A highlight of this comeback included a semi-final showing in the 1988 US Open mixed doubles with partner Ken Flatch. This comeback was ended by a near-fatal motor vehicle accident on August 3, 1989. In 1992, Austin became the youngest person to be inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame, at the age of 29. She attempted a second comeback in 1993 and 1994 but was not particularly successful. In 1993, Austin upset Renee Stubbs and Katerina Marleva at the Evert Cup in Indian Wells, California, where she reached the round of 16. At the WTA Manhattan Beach event she upset both Gigi Fernandez and Elena Likowskieva before losing to Gabriela Sabatini in the round of 16. The wins over Marleva, Fernandez, and Likowskieva began a buzz that Austin might become at least a top 20 player again. However, in 1994, her results were not as promising, and at the Evert Cup in Indian Wells, California, Austin lost in the second round in straight sets to Steffi Graf, and Austin soon retired in June 1994. Family life and work. As a tennis commentator, Austin's older sister, Pam, and her elder brother, Jeff, were also professional tennis players, as were brothers Doug and John. She is the sister-in-law of fitness author Denise Austin. She is married to Scott Holt and is the mother of 3 sons, Sean, Brandon, and Dylan. As a child, Austin lived next door to Air Force Colonel Keith Lindell, who was responsible for the training of the original 7 Project Mercury astronauts. Since retiring as a player, Austin has worked as a commentator for NBC and the USA Network for the French Open and the US Open. She worked for the 7 Network, who broadcast the Australian Open and usually participates in the BBC's Wimbledon coverage. She began working for Tennis Channel in 2010 and joined the US Open Wimbledon team and later their Australian Open team in 2012. Austin has also worked for Canadian television for the coverage of the Rogers Cup since 2004. Austin is the focus of David Foster Wallace's How Tracy Austin Broke My Heart. Major finals, Grand Slam finals, singles, 2 mixed doubles, 2 year-end championships finals, singles, 2 WTA career finals, singles, 44 doubles, 7 Grand Slam singles tournament timeline. Senior equals the ratio of the number of Grand Slam singles tournaments won to the number of those tournaments played. Note: the Australian Open was held twice in 1977, in January and December.